Hey guys, so this week we're going to be talking about what I learned when I ran my first public race in about 6 years. So, long story short, I used to run all the time, but I had a series of injuries, and so I just, stopped. It wasn't worth all the time and effort to rehab. So I just started doing other things, which was fine, and I was content with that for a while. But you know what? I really missed running. And so from time to time, I would add that back into my routine. But, every time it came to thinking about signing up for another race, I just wouldn't. And sometimes it wasn't even because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to do it. The problem was I didn't think I could do it as well as I had done it before. You see, we often talk about not comparing ourselves with others, but what I was doing was comparing my current self to my old, much younger, not yet injured self. And that was keeping me from doing something that I really, really loved. Well, this year for me was all about punching fear in the face. And so I decided that yes, it was not going to happen that I was going to run as fast as I used to be able to run. But I knew that I could finish the race. And I knew that if I just signed up and set a goal, that I could reach that goal of just finishing the race. And so that's what I did. Now, as the race got closer, I got really nervous because I was like, oh my goodness, I hope, this is going to be too hard and, I'm going to feel defeated. But I decided again that I wasn't going to let that fear of how I was going to feel emotionally after the race keep me from doing the race. And so the first thing I learned is not to compare my old self to my new self, or my new self to my old self. I was going to run the best race that I could today, right now, in the current health and all of those things that I had right now. And of course I did train for it and I was prepared physically, but there was no way I was going to get back to that old thing. So I just let that go and decided to have fun and just embrace my current self and the current goal, which was to just finish this race. So that was the first thing I learned. And the second thing I learned is that I could prepare well and even make changes at the last minute and still achieve my goal. So I had everything all planned out. I knew what I was going to be listening to. I knew what I was going to be doing. And I even was running intervals. And so I had set up a schedule of run, rest, right? Well, what happened was I realized that what I had planned to listen to wasn't really going to work for that day. I won't go into why, but it just wasn't going to work. So I made a whole new playlist. And so I was going to be listening to a different type of content in my ears than I was used to listen to when I was training. I was going to be running at a different time of day, but that's okay. But then also I had this schedule of run, rest, all planned out. I had never not run that particular schedule. But on the day of the race, something was telling me, you know what? You've got this. Just listen to your body. Don't listen to that timer because it doesn't know your body. It just knows the time. So the second thing I learned was to be able to plan well, have everything set up, but then not to be afraid to just listen to the current situation and the current way things were going. So I listened to something different in my ears and I listened to my body in a different way. So I was able to, I still did a little resting. I still did a little, cyclical training there, but I didn't let that timer control what my body was saying, which was go, 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 or sometimes rest. And then, the third thing that I learned when I was doing this was, you know what? When I am not afraid, I can do more than I ever thought was possible. And here's the thing, I'm not special. All of these things are something that you can do too. So you can achieve something if you let go of the perfection or the idea that you have to do it as well as someone else, so comparing with someone else, or as well as maybe you used to be able to. I used to be able to run really far. I used to be able to do this or that. Just let that go. Do what you can do now and do it 100%. That's my secret trick for you fitness buffs of always reaching my PR, is my PR is the best that I have for today. If I reach that, then I have a PR. Doesn't matter what the number says. So that's that. And then the second thing I learned, which you can do too, is prepare, have yourself a plan, but be prepared to listen and adjust the plan when needed. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing that I want you to know, and what I learned and what you can learn too, is that, when we push past that fear, when we go beyond and we're listening to ourselves and we're jumping through that fear barrier, we can achieve more than we ever thought was possible. And here's what I mean by that. I knew I could run this race. I knew I could finish it, but I didn't know that I could run the whole thing and not be tired. And I didn't know that I could run faster than I thought I could. And I didn't know that I could run across the finish line with a big smile across my face. And that's what I want for you too. I want you to stop comparing yourself with others or your old self. I want you to be able to adjust to the current situation and adjust your plan to the current situation. And I want you to be able to run whatever race it is that you're running and cross that finish line with a big smile on your face. So I don't know about you. Have you ever had, maybe it's a fitness goal like I was just talking about, or maybe some other goal or other project or habit you were trying to build, and you were nervous about it. You didn't want to do it. You had fear. Has there been something like that that has been blocking you from pushing past all that and getting to it? I want to hear about that fear barrier that you're having. And so if you have ever experienced this and gotten through it, please tell me all about it in the comments. Also, if you're having like a fear barrier now, like I just don't think I can do this, I want to hear about that too, because I'm here to encourage you. Not because I know, something high level up, I don't know the future, but I do know that when we push past our fear, we push past our doubts about ourselves, that we can achieve more than we could ever think possible. And so I want to hear whether you've struggled and overcome or whether you're still struggling. Please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe on this channel so that we continue to encourage each other, because that's what it's all about, encouragement all the time. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and we'll be talking about more stuff like this and how to achieve our goals and do it with a smile on our face next time.